Cowboys Nation, something is brewing deep in the heart of Texas, and this one feels different. This isn't your usual trade chatter or off-season fantasy talk. This is Jerry Jones in hunting mode. Reports across the league have confirmed that the Dallas Cowboys have been making exploratory calls about Bengals star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, and the whispers are turning into real momentum. The front office knows what every fan has seen since week one. This defense, once built around chaos and intimidation, is missing a closer. The Cowboys don't need a rebuild, they need a finisher, and that's exactly what Hendrickson is. The energy in Dallas right now feels like the calm before storm. You can almost hear the conversations behind closed doors at the start. The analytics team crunching win rates, the scouts reviewing film, the coaches nodding at each other as they watch Hendrickson's burst off the edge. This isn't just a player, this is a tone setter. When you watch his film, what jumps out isn't just the production, it's the persistence. He plays every snap like it's the one that could win a game. He wins with violent hands, balance through contact, and a motor that doesn't turn off when the play goes away. Dallas knows that kind of relentlessness is contagious. It changes the way your whole defense feels. When you have a guy who beats double teams, collapses the pocket, and forces quarterbacks to rush throws, it lifts everyone. It makes your corners more confident, your linebackers faster, your calls more aggressive. And if there's one thing Jerry Jones still believes in after all these decades, it's that star power on defense can transform everything. Not just games, but culture. Now, let's talk about why this move makes perfect sense right now. Through 6 games, the Cowboys are 3-3-1, right in the mix in the NFC East. The record doesn't scream desperation, it screams opportunity. You've got Dak Prescott playing efficient football, CeeDee Lamb heating up, and the offense finally finding rhythm under Brian Schottenheimer. What's missing? Consistent pressure, disruption. That play on 3rd and 8, when the crowd rises because they know the quarterback doesn't stand a chance, Dallas hasn't had that vibe since Micah Parsons was traded. That's why the Hendrickson conversation feels so real. His numbers this year might not jump off the box score. 4 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 12 pressures in 4 games. But the advanced metrics tell the story. According to multiple sources, his pass rush win rate ranks among the top 10 edge rushers in football. That means he's beating his blocker nearly 1 out of every 4 snaps. You don't fake that. That's dominance, rep after rep. Even when the stat sheet doesn't show it, he's dictating protection schemes, forcing tight ends to stay in and freeing teammates to feast. It's also worth noting how perfect the timing is. Cincinnati's season hasn't gone according to plan. They're floating around .500 and facing serious questions about the direction of their roster. If they drop another couple of games, the front office will be forced to consider offers for Hendrickson, who becomes a free agent after the season. That's where Dallas comes in with leverage and with picks to spend. Jerry Jones still has the extra first-rounder from the Micah Parsons trade, and he's already gone on record saying those assets were acquired to stay flexible and make moves during the season. Translation: the Cowboys are armed, and the league knows it. Let's be clear, this wouldn't be a desperate swing. It's a statement of intent. Bringing in Trey Hendrickson would be Jerry Jones saying to his locker room, "We're not done. We believe." It would tell Dak that the front office is matching his leadership with urgency. It would tell Kenny Clark and Osa Odigizua that reinforcements are on the way. And it would tell every fan wearing silver and blue that the Cowboys are going all in to win right now. That kind of move sends energy through an entire franchise. You want to talk about fit? Hendrickson is exactly what defensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer needs for his front 7 philosophy. Fast, violent, and technically disciplined. He plays with angles, not just effort. Watch how he sets up tackles over the course of a drive. Inside rip on the first play, long arm stab on the next, speed dip to the outside when they lean too far forward. That's the kind of sequencing that breaks offensive linemen down mentally. And for a team like Dallas that thrives when its rush and coverage complement each other, Hendrickson fits like a glove. Imagine it. Hendrickson on one side, James Houston on the other, Kenny Clark collapse in the middle, and Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland baiting quarterbacks on the back end. That's balance. That's fear. That's Dallas football, baby. The kind that makes offensive coordinators lose sleep from Wednesday to Sunday. The kind that turns close games into statement wins. And let's not forget the emotional layer here. Hendrickson plays with the exact brand of passion Cowboys fans live for: intensity, aggression, and accountability. He's not a media circus guy, not a headline chaser. He's a workman with superstar production. That's the DNA Dallas has been trying to rebuild since the Parsons trade. Warriors who clock in and punch out quarterbacks. You pair that mindset with the leadership already in the building, and suddenly the Dallas defense doesn't just get better, it gets an identity again. There's also something symbolic about this. Trey Hendrickson was never a blue-chip draft darling. He came up the hard way, carved his name out of pure grind. That's the same underdog DNA Cowboys fans identify with: resilience, hunger, that Texas grit that says, we're not going away. It's the kind of story that resonates inside a franchise built on pride and legacy. Financially, the move is doable. The asking price being floated across league circles sits around a second-round pick or a third and an additional day 3 pick. For a proven double-digit sack producer who's still in his prime, that's a value play. Dallas doesn't need to mortgage the future. They just need to decide if they're ready to turn good enough into dangerous. And Jerry Jones, for all the criticism he takes, has never been afraid to bet big when he smells momentum. Let's paint the picture. The Cowboys win against Washington, then go on a mini run through Arizona and Denver. They're sitting 4-3-1 or 5-3-1 heading into November, a game behind the Eagles. The trade window opens. Jerry's phone rings. Cincinnati is listening. The offer hits the table, a second and a conditional fourth. That's when great franchises act. That's when the Cowboys could make a move that changes the arc of their season. Because here's the truth. Hendrickson isn't just a pass rusher. He's a culture infusion. His motor raises standards. His presence demands accountability. You don't coast next to a guy who plays every down like a playoff snap. That's how locker rooms evolve from good to great. That's how contenders are built in real time. Now, sure, there's risk. He's 30 and the free agent clock is ticking. But this isn't about long-term projection. This is about right now. This locker room, this window, this season. The NFC is wide open, and Dallas is right there in striking distance. You bring in Hendrickson, and suddenly your defense doesn't just survive, it hunts again. And if you know Jerry Jones, you know this kind of storyline is exactly what fires him up. He's never been content to let a season drift into mediocrity. He wants headlines, he wants fire, and most importantly, he wants wins in January. A move like this screams vintage Jerry. Not reckless, but bold. The kind of trade that energizes a team and terrifies an opponent. Cowboys Nation, this is the kind of opportunity that defines a season. The numbers make sense, the timing makes sense. The need couldn't be clearer. If Dallas truly believes this is a playoff caliber roster, then Hendrickson is the missing piece. The hammer this defense's anvil has been waiting for. So what do you think, Cowboys fans? Do you pull the trigger and send that second-round pick to Cincinnati for Trey Hendrickson, or do you play it safe and hope the current group figures it out? Drop your thoughts below, because one way or another, the noise in Dallas is about to get a lot louder. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and keep it locked here at Cowboys Nation Report. Because if Jerry Jones really makes this move, we're not just talking about a trade, we're talking about a statement. This is what being a Cowboy is all about. The fire, the ambition, the belief. And Trey Hendrickson could be the next man to carry that star onto the field with pride. Cowboys Nation, rise up.